What's up? What's up? Hey guys, welcome back. So in the previous video we unpotted these 5 orchids and I talked a little bit about them and why I'm repotting them. I've got my leca prepared, so as I said, I'm gonna move them all to leca and we'll see we'll see how it goes. So I want to get the bloomers into the pots first, because I feel like they will be kind of the most kind of sensitive ones. So this dilemma is got 2 blooms, which is beautiful, and as I was saying in my previous video, it keeps aborting new growth, so I feel like I need to do something with it. I hope it will. What it needs is kind of even cooler temperatures than what I'm currently giving it, so I'm hoping that if it sits in leca, that's what it's gonna get. So let me actually put its support back in as well. So it had that support before, so it's all ready. And then I'll just turn it around so that it sits like that, because all the new growths are coming basically through here. And what I want to try and do is get this microfiber now somehow pulled through the holes so that it can wick water from the tray below. I'll just put it straight in here so that leca can drip in there. There are some sheaves here as well that I could probably just pull off while I've got access to it. Okay, let's see if we can get this potted up. I hope you guys can see what I'm doing, and I've got all these plants almost in the main view, but I don't have much space here, so I'm just trying to kind of work around it. So I'll put bigger pieces of leca at the bottom and then smaller pieces in the rest of the pot. So I put about this much of big leca. Oh, it's about 1/3 of the pot. So basically the root ball is almost kind of touching that, and I'm gonna fill up with small leca. So I want to make sure I position this correctly now before I start filling it up. I think it should be okay like this, because a lot of new growths are just coming through here, so I want to kind of make sure it's got a lot of space here, because I don't want to repot it again anytime soon. There's gonna be a lot of water everywhere and a lot of leca everywhere, so I want to work as much leca inside that root ball as possible. Because if leca balls are touching, then they will wick the moisture up, and that's what I'm looking for. I want to really increase the humidity in the pot and also decrease the temperature as well, which leca should do. So hopefully this plant will like that new setup and we will finally see some improvement. So I don't want this plant to be too low down, because this new growth right here, I want to keep it quite open so that it doesn't touch the leca balls and then decide to just rot away. Although given what it just went through, I wouldn't be surprised if that new growth abort it straight away. So we'll see what happens, but that's this one repotted. Let's get the tag. There it is. And yeah, we'll see if that makes it happier. So that's my dilemma done. Let me just clean this up. Loads of water here, so before I ruin this table. Okay, next up, another bloomer, my Prosthechea garciana. Very, very beautiful bloom. I've just done a video on it, but it's not published yet. It will be published very, very soon. So I hope you'll enjoy it. So let's move this one into a 9 centimeter pot as well. I'm pretty sure that will be enough. For now, it's a pretty small plant, just yet, so hopefully it will, that pot will be enough for now. And then this one is a climber, so it will climb out of this pot probably quicker than it will outgrow it. So well, you're just gonna have to deal with it. So what I'm gonna do with this one is I will pot it quite deep. You know, the older pseudobulbs will be kind of deep in the pot, but that will allow this growth to push the roots into the media. But then when the next growth come out, which will probably come out quite high up, and you know, I still want the roots to be able to work their way down into the pot, so that will give me you know, another season's growth. Which will hopefully give me a bit more time. So I'll just put this on this tray as well, because that water is just gonna go everywhere. So I'm just gonna use small leca for this one throughout the whole pot, because the roots are reaching the very bottom of the pot as well. So I'll just try and wiggle this leca throughout, and we'll see if we can get it all the way in. As you can see, this side of the pot is absolutely empty, so let's fill it all up. Okay, so I'm gonna try not to overdo it with this guy. Hopefully that's gonna be okay. I kind of left all these new roots totally exposed, so hopefully, you know, they're not gonna get a huge shock of change in media, and kind of, you know, I just want them to find their own way into leca and kind of get used to it. And then once they do, I think I'm gonna fill up with leca a little bit more, but for now that should do it. So I'm obviously running out of room, but that's all the bloomers potted. Let's get the dendrobiums out the way as well, because I think this Cattleya is gonna be a bit of a challenge. So let's get those two done first. So I think I'm gonna pot all of these into 12 centimeter pots, because I mean, they are really vigorous growers, so they will outgrow the 9 centimeter pot pretty quickly. So I'll move them into 12 centimeters. And because they are gonna be in leca, I'll put them into pots without any holes. I do have some pots that I used before and they've got holes in the pot, but I'm gonna put them in the pots without holes. So I've got some microfiber here, so I'll push that through. I just realized I didn't put microfiber in here, did I? No. Oh, that's a shame. So I'll maybe try and I'll just leave it and I'll see how it does, because I will be able to just keep a lot of water in that tray anyway, so hopefully it will be okay. But yeah, that really annoys me when I keep forgetting to put microfiber in, but it is what it is. Okay, so I'll use bigger leca for this one, at least for the bottom. And honestly, it's mainly because I just want to try and use up the big leca, you know, because I have so much of it. I just really need to kind of try and use it up somehow. So let's see if it's not too much. Yeah, a little bit. Let's get some of it out. Okay, let's try and put you back in. That's better. So I'm gonna try and push this to the back because that's where the new growths are coming out of. So I wanna kind of try and push it to the back. So I'll put the leca. Again, I'll just try and actually do it on here so I don't make a mess. So I'll try and put the leca through here first because I'm gonna struggle to push the leca through those roots because this is quite dense in here. So I want to just build the leca up on that side so it's a little bit easier. Alrighty, so I'll just leave it as is. Put the tag at the back because there is no roots here. Okay, that's this one done. So the next one will be our Dendrobium nobile. So again, I'll put the big microfiber through. As you can see, they've got some black bits on it. So these microfiber strips are from my vanilla orchid when I potted it up in peat, because it is, you know, basically like dirt, it sticks to that microfiber so much that I can barely get it off. So some of it stayed on there, which is, you know, not really that big a deal. Okay, let's put bigger leca in first. So if you not watched the previous video of how I unpotted these plants, I will link it down below. But if you did, you will probably remember this plant had a lot of roots, and I cut off quite a lot of them. So there's not much left here now. It's still, I think it's still quite a good root system. It's really big. But I had to cut it off, guys, because this plant is gonna grow a lot of roots anyway. And you can see it doesn't even fit in the pot already. So I'll need to get rid of some of this leca. But yeah, I need to push the leca through those roots somehow. Otherwise, it's gonna be, you know, there's not gonna be enough leca, so it's not gonna wick the water up, and it's just not gonna be good for the plant. So I do need to get rid of some of the roots so that I can actually put leca in. So again, I'm gonna use bigger pieces first, and then I'll use the small ones just to work them in through the roots. So my intention here was to pot this plant in the middle of the pot, but you know, sometimes the roots dictate where it's gonna be in the pot, because it's just a matter of, you know, where do they actually fit. And because I had so many roots on this plant, even after cutting so many, it kind of ended up being potted slightly to the side. So that's okay. I'm sure it will probably grow, but yeah, it kind of got planted slightly to the side, which I'm sure it will be okay. it's got plenty of room to grow. This plant doesn't have a long rhizome, so it pushes the new growths, you know, next to its older canes, so that will be okay. So yeah, I can already feel there is not enough leca in the middle. There is loads of gaps in here, which I was afraid is gonna happen. So I'm just trying to push more in. Okay, let's see what we're gonna do with this Cattleya. So I'll put this over here. So what are we gonna do with you? So I think I'm gonna put it in a 12 centimeter pot as well. And I want to try and move as many of these roots into the pot as I can, but they're just so long. So I don't know what to do because they're bent, you know, quite close. So I want this part of a plant to be kind of towards the middle of the pot because that's where the new growth is. But I don't know if this root is gonna be able to kind of stick out. And then these ones, I won't be able to put them in here. So, but I really don't want to keep them outside the pot either, to be honest. So I really don't know what to do. I'll cut this broken root and I'll try and work this one down in the pot. Well, I think I'm gonna have to just do it like that and just leave those roots sticking out. Okay, so I think that works. So let's put the microfiber in first. I don't have any big microfiber left from that vanilla orchid, so I'm gonna have to use a small one. So I'm wondering if I should maybe put 2 in, but it's probably gonna be okay because it's got so many roots. It will, you know, it will be able to hydrate itself just by having roots at the bottom of the pot. So I think 1 microfiber will do, even if it is a smaller one. So I'll get this little tray here as well. That will do. So I think I'm gonna have to put this plant in right now because those roots are quite long and I'm gonna have to try and work them in and then push them away so I can position the plant the way I want to, so that the back of the plant is against the edge of the pot. I'm just trying to work the bottom roots as well because they're just trying to poke out the bottom of the pot already. So I think I'll do it like that. And again, I'm gonna use big leca because it's bigger pot, it's bigger roots. So this one is gonna like bigger leca. But yeah, I'm gonna leave some of these roots exposed like that. I think it's absolutely fine. I'll get the tag in. Hopefully I can push it all the way in, yeah. Because yeah, I don't like having, you know, a lot of like the tags, you know, sticking out a lot. I quite like, you know, just kind of hide them a bit. So yeah, I just opened up the back a little bit here because that's where the back of the rhizome is, and although I didn't cut it, I just want to kind of let it be opened up. And that's my Cattleya potted up. So yeah, we still got these aerial roots sticking out, but I think it's gonna be best for it like that. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'll get it tied up a little bit to the support because it's those growths are really kind of lying on the side. So I'll just get them tied up a bit, and that's us. So let's have a look at all the plants together. And that's it, you guys. That's all my 5 plants repotted. I'm just putting the support up for them so that they can be a little bit tidier and don't take up that much space. And that's it for today. Thank you guys so much for joining me. It's been a long day for me. It took me forever to get those repotted, but I'm really happy that it's now done. And I hope that these plants are gonna be happy now in their new setup. And yeah, we can follow their progress, see how they get on. And in a couple months time, I'll do an update video on all these 5 plants so we can see if they're happy or not. And yeah, we can kind of make some conclusions and see how it goes. So that's it. Thank you guys so much for joining me, for watching those 2 videos. I hope you enjoyed them. I hope you find some useful information here too. And if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel for more content, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!